Okay, so our template is now secured down with a couple spring clamps. We've got our protractor still set at 1.5 inches. So we're going to come back and we're going to trace our lines. Now it's a curve. So we've got our side and back edges drawn. I know the seat depth is less than 10 to 10.5 inches. So if I come and just cut it at 10.5. So now that we've got it in there, what I have to do is come along. You can see spots like this. I'll just have to take those down so I can get it in a little bit closer. Once we do that, we'll come back and scribe our line under here. Okay, so right now I've just painted both the bottom side of our top lamination and the top of the actual current seat with epoxy resin. I put a generous coat on the seat so it'll fill in any voids. This is my little filler piece for right, whoops, I did the wrong side, for right there on the end. No harm there because the top will be epoxied before we end up painting anyways. Just a little further insurance against water intrusion. So now we're just to hold it down. I'm feeling where my seat stops so I can get it in this edge of the seat stringer. The bricks are just to keep it from shifting while I'm nailing it. You can see how there's a tiny little gap in between the seat back. I don't want any little spaces like that that can catch water. So I'm just going to take I don't know how well that's going to show, but I'm going to pour this leftover epoxy right down. Let it fill in that little crack. Okay, our epoxy is set up nice. It's still only been about 40 minutes, so you want to give it at least a couple hours before you try and sand it, or it'll just be a little bit too gummy. So the next step is sanding and staining all our bright work. .100 grit first to even things up, get rid of our excess filler, take off any stains, and then we'll move up to 240. And more sanding. And more sanding. And more sanding. And more sanding. Yet more.